No.
There we go. Okay. Left you with a little bit of suspense for the past couple minutes, but here we are. So really quickly today, we're not going to take too much time, but I wanted to go through every single one of the jobs that we were talking about earlier this week. And just in case if there's any questions for anyone watching, please ask. We can answer them live. And of course, if you want to speak offline, you know where to find me. You get me there, and we can sort of take off. So number one, there's a few different areas that we're headhunting for. Again, all this stuff is for Salesforce's professional services department. Maybe I never explained this well before, but basically, as you know, Salesforce actually delivers a lot of the implementations that they sell. That happens within their professional services department, operates kind of like a consultancy in a way. It just Salesforce is part of the implementation, right? And there's different areas, different verticals, different projects that are happening all at the same time in all different parts of the world. Now, I handle most of the professional services projects that we staff for, not consult for yet, but staff for in North America. I have colleagues who handle Europe, and occasionally there's other parts of the world too where we jump in and we find people. Because most of these opportunities anyway, you can be fully remote, and because it is difficult or more tricky, we'll say, to find some of these people, especially the ones that are super niche, we do often have to look globally for the right person. So the areas that we're going to be talking about today are the areas where I have opportunity in right now would be Salesforce Industries, formerly Velocity, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, UX design, and then just core Salesforce development. So let's do it. Number one, the probably one of the trickier roles that we're looking for right now specifically would be a technical architect specifically for Salesforce Industries, someone who's focused on order management. Now, for this one, if you are a telco architect who's looking to break in to Salesforce Industries, you have CPQ experience maybe from other technologies, you have OM experience maybe from other technologies, we still could have an open conversation about this just because, again, it is a bit of a trickier find. But Salesforce Industries technical architect, Velocity technical architect with Velocity OM experience, 6-month contract, 40 hours a week. Project will go till June 2023. On that same project, we're looking for senior business analysts. This is, again, 6 months, 40 hours a week. What's really, really important here is someone with telecommunications and CPQ experience. If you have CPQ in any capacity, like any technology, this actually could be fine. But the BA skills, collecting requirements, turning them into actionable user stories that are refined, that a dev can just hit and run, that's what you want. And the telco experience is like really, really key at this point. OSS, BSS, like those types of billing and charging projects, super important in Canada as well. Actually, that one we might have sorted, so we don't have to bring that up right now. Marketing Cloud. We do have 3 different roles. 2 of them are solution designers. One of them is a project manager. We're talking the first solution designer. This one's in CST time. So that's like just smack in the middle of North America. 50 hours total, 10 hours per week, so a little part-time. It's in the retail industry, more having to do with messaging and journeys and things like that. But it's marketing cloud solution designer is what we're looking for there. In EST, we have a project manager. This one's pretty interesting. It's, I would almost say, more of a project coordinator because it's not like in-depth project management, but you're kind of overseeing from a high end 35 plus smaller marketing cloud engagements. And a lot of it is just like taking meeting minutes, making sure the right people are where they need to be, when they need to be there. It's the tasks themselves aren't necessarily for a senior person. It's the volume of those tasks that would probably overwhelm someone who's a bit junior. So that's why it's a bit of a funny role. But anyways, Marketing Cloud, project management. If you don't have Marketing Cloud, they can pair you up with someone who knows it. As long as you're very organized, you're a good project manager, project coordinator, we can actually make that work. That one's a 12-month contract, 40 hours a week, EST time. Definitely not bad. All this stuff, by the way, I don't have rates for a lot of it. So often what happens is whatever you want, Montreal puts their margin on top, and that's the price that Salesforce sees. So sure, yeah, the more competitive you can be, the better it's going to look. But at the end of the day, whatever it is you want, whatever's going to make you happy, we can talk about it. We can make something happen. The last one for Marketing Cloud is a solution designer. This is for an e-learning company. So it's all for Salesforce, but the end clients in the e-learning space. This more has to do with the CDP implementation. This is 92 hours total at 4 hours a week. So not too crazy workload, but there's some longevity there, which I think is pretty nice. UX design, we're seeing more of this, and this isn't just in the States. These ones are, but we're seeing stuff globally for UX design. Really hard to find designers these days who actually have worked on a Salesforce project before, especially the ones that I'm going to show you get specific into certain cloud platforms. Is really tough. So if you got it, if you're thinking about getting into it from a UX perspective, there's a lot of work there from a contract viewpoint. The first one we're looking at is for it's chemicals end client. They need a UX design architect, mainly someone who's worked on designing Lightning web components before. So working with development teams, to me, like any designer is going to know that sometimes when a job description comes out, it might be more on the UI, more on the UX side. To me, like when I actually read the specifics of this one, it does seem like someone who's more of a UI person than a UX designer would actually be a better fit. But what do I know? This one's in CST, 200 hours. I think I messed up the writing there, but 200 hours total, and I believe I think it's 40 hours a week if I'm not mistaken. The next one is a UX design architect for an FS client, so Salesforce's FS client. This has to do with Community Cloud specifically. So whether you actually help design like what Community Cloud looks like in Salesforce, or potentially even like what the customer sees, or whoever's logging into that community's portal, this could be very valuable. And this is an EST project, 720 hours, 35 hours a week. The last one for UX design architect, again, FS client. This is more like, creating end-to-end journeys, design principles, PST time, 640 hours at 40 hours a week. The last one, or the last two for Salesforce development, we're talking a Salesforce developer specifically in the pharma space. This is a name in the pharma space that everyone's going to know, especially with all the different vaccines that are out there. I can tell you that. But it's specifically for a health cloud project. So you would have to have experience developing on a health cloud project before. EST time, 600 hours, 40 hours a week. And the last one would be a Salesforce or senior Salesforce CMS developer for an energy client, CST time, 560 hours at 35 hours a week. If you're interested in any of these, just go to my page. I actually list them all out nicely on my most recent featured post with a little video as well that you can just, click and watch if you decide to. But check them out if you're interested. Please let me know if you know someone who's interested or might be good for it. Forward it on to them. Please share it. Trying to get the word out there as best we can. So for everyone who joined today, if anyone at all, thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week. Oh, last thing before we go, what we want to start doing, you probably know that we've, Careers in the Cloud is like the podcast that we run where we have guests on, we talk about different things in the ecosystem. If you're not, interested in necessarily doing a full out podcast where we plan for and we, talk about it and we make it happen that way, you can definitely let me know if you'd like. You can jump on one of these with us, with our team every Thursday, or one Thursday. You don't have to do it every Thursday, but one Thursday if you decide to do it. You can jump on. We can talk about a topic that maybe you're passionate about. We can do some promo before so people know that you're going to be speaking with us. And we can just, touch on a topic that you have a bit of passion for, that maybe some other people in the ecosystem might want to talk about, they might want to ask questions about. And we can get you some exposure in the ecosystem that way. We talk a lot about personal branding, ways to get yourself out there. And if you're interested in that, we're more than happy for you to use this as an avenue, as a vehicle, for you to start getting your name out there and show people kind of what you're all about, what you're excited about, and where your expertise is. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. Let someone on our team know if you don't like me, and we can make it happen. But thanks, everybody. See you next week.